Okay, this is the biggest mistake I would be doing for so many years of my life, and I need you to understand this. This one thing is ruining your focus, and it is making your sessions, the work session, the amount of time, let's say 50 minutes, 90 minutes, the work task you're focusing on, it's just making that session harder to do. It is making it more painful. It should be more pleasurable to do the work, but it is making your work task, the work session, more painful. And I bet every one of you, like at least 8 out of 10 people, would be doing this thing. And I would rarely see anyone who is on a break and who would not do these things. So, this video is going to help you if you're struggling with focus and if you're struggling to be productive for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. So, I repeat this common theme in my videos, which is your work should be more pleasurable than anything else in your life. And I get comments from people and they talk about this as like this is such a simple thing, but it has changed their life. It has helped them a lot, and they will practice this principle I taught them. And I always think to myself that, hey, this is such a basic thing, yet it is so freaking powerful. It works so well, and it worked in my life. So, number one is realization that if you're using or doing anything that is more pleasurable than the work task, your session would be suffering. You won't be focused. You won't be able to get back into the zone again. So, if you're struggling with that, this is the reason. When you're doing something that is more interesting in your break time, you're making the breaks more interesting than the session. If you're on your phone, you're listening to music, you're doing anything that's more interesting than the work task, well, if you're releasing more dopamine from your breaks, then you won't be releasing much dopamine from your work task. And the key to be able to work for 10, 12 hours a day is you need to release dopamine from the work task. And the way you do that is by making your breaks very boring. And by boring, I mean you staring at the wall. You're just looking at the wall and doing nothing else. And that is the only thing you do in your break. So you should be firstly feeling relaxed because you got out of an intense session, but you should be bored. You should be so bored that you should be looking up to these work sessions when your break is over. By the end of the break, you should be literally bored. And that is the key to working for 12 hours a day. Make your breaks super boring. So quickly, I'll go over the things that releases more dopamine and you shouldn't be doing in your break. You shouldn't be talking to people, talking to friends. You shouldn't be messaging people. You shouldn't be on Instagram or social media. That's basically very normal. That's the basic advice. If you're on social media, you're getting notifications in your break time, that's the stupidest thing you can ever do to fuck up your sessions, to destroy your ability to focus and get back in the zone in the upcoming session, in the upcoming study session, right? So don't message friends, no social media, no music, rap music or any kind of music that releases and puts you in this high elf. There's a frequency for focus that you get in the morning, and when you're listening to music, it destroys that frequency. It puts you at a higher or lower frequency, and basically you're not just focusing at the best level you can focus at. So no music, no random things, anything that releases dopamine or anything that has cheap dopamine in it should be eliminated during your work days and especially during your break. This is what I did in my breaks. So I would firstly look at a wall. Sometimes I would be meditating, but not always. I would be just sitting on my chair, thinking, looking at a wall, nothing else, done. Sometimes I'm visualizing my goals. Sometimes I'm thinking about the life I want to create and live one day. Sometimes I'm looking over at my goals. Sometimes I'm looking at reminders that I've set for myself. The whiteboard has a lot of reminder that is on my desk. There's a paper on my wall. There's that paper on my wall, which reminds me of the life I'm living right now. And during my breaks, I would look at the paper, I'll read the paper, I'll read my goals, I'd visualize, or simply I'll just look at the wall. Just do nothing. And by the end of that break, I would be freaking bored and I want to get back into the work task that I was doing. And especially one more thing, I would be relaxed. I would be energized again. And it is the fastest way, basically, or one of the fastest ways to re-energize yourself and get the battery backup up for the next session, get your focus level up for the next session so you can get back into that flow state once again. The key to getting back into the flow state again and again, not just once, is by making your breaks very boring. So if this video helped you and you got value out of it, then I would urge you to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video.